In this video, let's take a look at the leaders that are available in the Traverse drawing settings. I've got three labels here in this mortgage survey that I want to take a look at using leaders for. So let's go ahead and zoom in on those and just take a look at what we've got here. I'm going to go into the Traverse drawing settings, and first I'm going to tell Traverse PC that I want to align all the labels. So let's choose align instead of auto here, and the curve labels are already set those to align also. Okay, so let's come in and apply this. So this line label now is aligned, and there's no leader involved with that. Same with this curve label down here. There's no leader with that. The leaders show up when I have labels that are stacked. So let me give you an example. I'm going to tell this curve I want to stack it, and I want to draw a leader. And let's go back to the control points and tell it to use auto, because I know it's going to stack this one that's too long for the line. And we've got the leader option turned on here. So we've got leaders both for the tangent labels and leaders for the curve labels. Let's go ahead and choose OK. Now I want you to notice, and I'll bring this up here a little bit, that I've got a line label up here, a tangent label, and I've got a curve label here, and both of them have leaders. Let me show you how this works then. So here's my leader to the line. So no matter where I move this label, the leader goes from the label to the center of the line. And if I want, I can switch sides and watch what happens to the leader. See how it switches sides there? And I can come in then and left justify that text if I want through the properties dialog. I'm going to just move this on the outside here for a moment. And let's come down and look at the curve label. So here I've got all the curve information. Again, it's stacked. It's got a leader to the center of the curve. If I back out, that's the center of the curve. And just like the line label, if I move it over, the leader changes with me, and then I can left justify that. Now, if I want to change the way the leaders look, I do that through the drawing settings. So let's bring this down here where we can see both those leaders. I'm going to right-click, go to Drawing Settings, and I'm going to look for the Leaders tab. So here's the Leaders tab, and I can tell Traverse PC what kind of line I want to use. Let's go ahead and do a solid line for this. And by the way, these settings that I choose here are stored with the drawing template. So I can set this up just the way I want, and every time I start a drawing with that template, I'll have the leaders exactly the way that I want. I'm going to tell Traverse PC to use a solid arrow, give it the size. And then I'm going to tell Traverse PC that I want to come to the edge of the line with a very small gap. So instead of drawing it into the center of the line, the point of this arrow will be right at the edge. Now the section down here is the color for the leaders that I draw manually. This is for the Traverse leaders only. And then the line type and arrow affect all the leaders. So let's go ahead and choose OK with that. And I can see now that Traverse PC has changed the leaders. And because these are drawing settings, all the leaders are going to get changed, even though they were generated automatically with the Traverse drawing settings. Now I'm going to show you just another quick thing. Here I've got a dynamic offset, we call it in Traverse PC, and I'm going to right-click this label and tell it I want to stack that label, and I want you to see what it did. So it automatically put a leader on this one as well. And I can switch sides with this. The leader switches also. It's kind of nice. Or I can just realign it. So those leaders show up on the labels for dimensions and dynamic offsets as well. We'll just put that back to aligned. And then finally, I just want to make sure that you know that even though I put leaders on for everything, if I don't want to have a leader for this curve here, for instance, I can come in manually and override those Traverse settings. So I can go to Modify Objects. I can turn that leader on or off here as well. And now I could have this curve label without a leader because I don't really need to have it pointing to that curve line. So it's really up to you. Come back into this one. Tell Traverse PC I want to turn that leader back on again. And then position it wherever I want. So those are the leaders in the Traverse drawing settings.